Hello friends, welcome back. In last video, we have seen the introduction of molecular orbital theory. In that video, we have studied the limitations as well as the assumptions of valence bond theory, and we have also studied the assumptions of molecular orbital theory. So based upon these, we are having the next video, that is the linear combination of atomic orbitals. So what is this? A linear combination of atomic orbitals. So let us study this step by step. So let us see the LCAO method or the LCAO approximation. It is a simple and useful method for obtaining wave functions. The second point is that, so let us take an example of formation of a hydrogen molecule. So what is a hydrogen molecule? Hydrogen molecule is formed by two hydrogen atoms. So consider the two hydrogen atoms H1 and H2, and their wave functions are the phi1 and phi2. So we are having the two hydrogen atoms H1 and H2, and their wave functions are phi1 and phi2. Now when these atoms form a bond, the electrons in the atomic orbitals occupy the molecular orbital. So we are having the two hydrogen atoms. Each hydrogen atom is having the wave functions phi1 and phi2, and when these two hydrogen atoms form a bond, the electrons which are present in the atomic orbital, they occupy the molecular orbital. The molecular orbital is formed by the linear combination of atomic orbitals phi1 and phi2 by adding or subtracting the wave functions. Okay, that means when these atomic orbitals, they undergo overlapping, they form the molecular orbital, and the molecular orbital, it is simply formed by linear combination of atomic orbitals by either addition or the subtraction. Okay, so this is given by the equation psi is equal to phi1 plus minus lambda phi2. This is equation 1, where psi is the wave function of the molecular orbital, phi1 and phi2 are the wave functions of atomic orbitals, and the lambda, the constant lambda, is the mixing coefficient. Okay, then for homonuclear diatomic molecule. So what is the homonuclear diatomic molecule? Diatomic molecule means the molecule which is formed by two atoms, and when the two atoms are same, it is called as a homonuclear diatomic molecule. So what is the example? Its best example is the H2 molecule, hydrogen molecule. So for homonuclear diatomic molecules, the lambda is always 1, and hence the wave function of the molecular orbital, that means the equation 1 will be converted as psi is equal to phi1 plus minus phi2. This is equation 2, because here the lambda is 1. Okay, so from this equation we can say that the psi, that is the wave function of the molecular orbital, it is obtained from the wave function of the atomic orbital. The atomic orbitals are phi1 and phi2. It is obtained either by plus means addition, or it is obtained by minus means subtraction. Either by addition or the subtraction, we are getting the wave function of the molecular orbital, that is the psi. So there are two different ways of combination of these two wave functions phi1 and phi2. As I have seen, in one way of combination, the sign of two wave functions are same. That means where the sign of two wave functions is either plus or minus, both are same, then it is called as the constructive interference. And the second way is that in another way of combination, the signs of two wave functions are different. It is called as a destructive interference, means one is having a plus sign, another is having a minus sign, or one is having a minus sign and another is having a plus sign, and then it is called as the destructive interference. Here the sign plus and the minus refers to the sign of wave functions, which determines the symmetry of the wave function. That means from the plus and the minus sign we can find out the symmetry of the wave function, whereas the wave function psi describes the probability of finding the electrons. That means how many electrons are there that can be getting in by using the psi value, whereas psi square determines the electron density. Okay. Then now, if the wave functions have same sign, as you have seen, if the wave functions have same sign, then they are considered as wave functions that are in phase. In phase means they are having the same sign. When these wave functions combine, they add up to give a larger resultant wave. Okay. So for hydrogen molecule, we are having two hydrogen atoms. Each hydrogen atom is having a 1s orbital. When we are having the two 1s orbital from two hydrogen atoms which are having the same sign, either the plus sign or the minus sign, they undergo combination, they undergo overlapping, and then we are getting a larger resultant wave. This is shown as we are having the two hydrogen atoms with the 1s orbital, they undergo overlapping and we are getting the larger resultant wave. Okay, so this is called as the constructive interference. It is also shown graphically. We are having this wave function. It is having a plus sign. This is called as the psi1 and this is called first hydrogen atom. Again we are having the same. The second wave function, which is having a plus sign, which is called as the psi2 and it is for the two hydrogen atoms. Okay, so we are having two hydrogen atoms, two wave functions, both are having the same sign and they undergo combination. So when these two undergo combination, what we are getting? So we are getting a larger resultant wave. Larger resultant wave which is having a plus sign, and this is for the two hydrogen atoms H1 and the H2, and that resultant wave function is called as the phi1 plus phi2, and it is called as the constructive interference. Okay, so when we are having the plus sign, it undergoes combination, the resultant is called as the constructive interference. On the other hand, if the wave functions have different signs, one is positive, another is negative, then they are considered as the wave functions that are out of phase. These wave functions cancel each other by destructive interference, as again we are having the two hydrogen atoms. One is having the atomic orbital, which is having 1s orbital. The one is having the plus sign, another is having the minus sign. When both the two undergo combination, due to the opposite sign they repel each other, and we are getting the interference form that is called as the destructive interference. It is also shown graphically, as we are having the wave function phi1 which is having a plus sign. This is suppose for the first hydrogen atom, it undergo combination with the second wave function which is having a minus sign, which is for the second hydrogen H2, and it is known as the phi2. Okay, so we are having the two wave functions phi1 and phi2 for the two hydrogen atoms H1 and H2, in which one is having a plus sign, another is having a minus sign. So when they undergo combination, yes, when the two opposite signs undergo combination, what will happen? They repel each other. So we are getting the resultant. This will be the resultant. Yes, okay, this is the resultant. We are having the plus sign for one, minus sign for the another. These are for the two hydrogens H1 and H2, and the resultant. Yes, the resultant is known as phi1 minus phi2, and this is called as the destructive interference. Okay, so when we are having the two wave functions which are having the opposite sign, plus sign or the minus sign, it is called as the destructive interference. So in this way we are having the constructive interference for the same sign and the destructive interference for the opposite sign. Hence, the two ways of combination of the wave functions are: first is called as the psi g is equal to phi1 plus phi2. This is equation 3, and psi u is equal to phi1 minus phi2. This is equation number 4. First equation is for the addition or having the same sign, and second is having the minus sign, plus and the minus, that means the opposite sign. Hence, in MOT we can say that the wave functions of the molecules are psi g and psi u. So what is this g and u? G stands for Gerard and the symbol U stands for ungerard. What is the meaning of Gerard? Gerard means even, even means same. When the orbitals are having the same sign, it is called as a Gerard, and when the orbitals are having the opposite sign, it is called as the ungerard. And this symbol, it refers to the symmetry of orbital about the center. Okay. The wave function is a Gerard if the sign of psi remains unchanged when the orbital is reflected about the center. Okay. So if you consider any one is orbital, when it is reflected about its center and then we are getting the same side, then it is called as the Gerard. While the wave function is ungerard, the sign of psi is changed when the orbital is reflected about the center. What is the example of it? Suppose take an example of px orbital. If it is reflected about its center, then we are getting change in sign. Then it is called as the ungerard. That means x, y or z, they are replaced by the minus x, minus y and minus z. Thus, when a pair of atomic orbitals, which are the pair of atomic orbitals, phi1 and phi2 combined, they produce a pair of molecular orbitals. So they are psi g and psi mu. And the number of molecular orbitals produced must always be equal to the number of atomic orbitals taking part in combination. So suppose if we are having two atomic orbitals, they are taking part in combination, then we are getting only the two molecular orbitals which are formed. Again, if we are having three atomic orbitals, the final will be three molecular orbitals. So in this way, the number of atomic orbitals taking part in combination should be always equal to the number of molecular orbitals produced. Okay. Such type of addition and subtraction of wave functions of the atomic orbital is known as LCAO, that is a linear combination of atomic orbital principle. So this is called as the LCAO principle. The function psi g leads to the increased electron density in between the nuclei, which is occurring due to the attraction between the atoms, as there is a addition. Addition, why is addition? Because they are having the same sign. So it is called as the attraction between the atoms. Therefore, it is known as the bonding molecular orbital. Psi g is known as the bonding molecular orbital due to increased electron density, whereas the function psi u leads to the decreased electron density. Why decreased electron density? Because it is having the opposite sign. Decreased electron density in between the nuclei, which is occurring due to the repulsion between the atoms. Therefore, it is known as antibonding molecular orbital. Okay. Psi g is known as bonding molecular orbital and psi u is known as antibonding molecular orbital. The antibonding molecular orbital, that is ABMO, is always higher in energy, and hereafter it will be indicated by a asterisk, while the bonding molecular orbital is always lower in energy. Why lower in energy? Because it is more stable. Therefore, we can summarize this as bonding molecular orbitals, they are lower in energy, they are having symbol psi g, and hereafter it will be given by only psi. It will be written only as a psi instead of writing psi g. While for ABMO, they are always higher in energy, they are having symbol psi u, and hereafter it will be written as a psi asterisk. Psi for BMO, psi asterisk for the ABMO. Now, the electron distribution in a molecular orbital can be obtained by squaring the wave functions. So, let us square the earlier equations, equation number 3 and 4. We get psi square g is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 bracket square, which is equal to phi 1 square plus phi 2 square plus 2 phi 1 phi 2. This is equation number 5. Similarly, the second equation, equation number 4, psi u square is equal to phi 1 minus phi 2 square, which is equal to phi 1 square plus phi 2 square minus 2 phi 1 phi 2. This is equation number 6. So we can find out the difference between these two equations. From 5 and 6, we can see that these two equations, they differ by only a small factor. What is that factor? That factor is the 2 phi 1 pi 2. Okay, so we can say that these two MOs differ by 2 pi 1 pi 2. The wave function phi 1 plus phi 2 increases the electron density in between the nuclei by an amount 2 pi 1 pi 2, hence it is known as the bonding molecular orbital. Whereas the wave function phi 1 minus phi 2 decreases the electron density in between the nuclei by an amount 2 pi 1 pi 2, hence it is called as the ABMO. Okay, so phi 1 plus phi 2 is known as BMO and phi 1 minus phi 2 is known as the ABMO. So based upon these points, let us summarize the rules for linear combination of atomic orbitals. So the various rules for the linear combination of atomic orbitals are: the first rule is, if the two wave functions of the atomic orbitals have the same sign, then it will result in the formation of a bonding molecular orbital. If we are having the two atomic orbitals which are having the same sign, then it gives the formation of bonding molecular orbital. Same sign, bonding molecular orbital. The second rule, if the two wave functions of the atomic orbitals have the different signs, then it will result in the formation of the anti-bonding molecular orbital. So when we are having the atomic orbitals with the different signs, then it results in the formation of the anti-bonding molecular orbital, that is A, B and O. The third rule, the number of molecular orbitals formed will be equal to the number of atomic orbitals taking part in the combination. Okay, so if you are having two atomic orbitals which are undergoing combination, it gives the formation of the two molecular orbitals. Next rule is, the atomic orbitals which are of lower energy or which do not have proper symmetry for combination will result in the formation of non-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, that means in the combination of atomic orbitals which are having the lower energy or which do not have any proper symmetry for the combination, then it will result in the formation of the NBMO, that is a non-bonding molecular orbital. Next rule, if there are three atomic orbitals, so based upon the earlier rule, if there are three atomic orbitals participating in bond formation, that means we are having the three atomic orbitals, it will result in the formation of the three molecular orbitals. So out of the three molecular orbitals, the one will be bonding, another will be anti-bonding, and one more is the non-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, so if there are three atomic orbitals participating in bond formation, they will result in the formation of one bonding, one anti-bonding and one non-bonding molecular orbital. And the last rule, the atomic orbitals which form the molecular orbitals should have comparable energy. Okay, so this is for the LCAO principle. Thanks for listening and watching my video. We will see the combination of orbitals, combination of atomic orbitals in the next video. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.